Most people only realize it was alt season after it's already over. The pumps are gone, the gains are gone, they were distracted late or stuck in the wrong coins, but there's a pattern, a blueprint that is repeated every cycle. And the people who understand it, they don't chase pumps, they simply position before the crowd. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to spot the shift, where we are, and how to ride the wave properly before it turns into something huge. So currently, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin dominance because this is the clue to alt season. As you guys can see, we are currently sitting at about 60% with a little bit of room to run to reach the top of that range. And I'm not saying we will reach the top of that range definitely, but there is a chance because currently we are sitting on a trend line that we have held since December 2022. You guys can see we bounced off of it as we had a huge drop towards 55% back in late 2024. And currently we are dropping to about, I think, 59% before we see that reversal. Until we break this trend line, I'm not sure we're going to get a massive alt season yet. I think we are on the way. And coins that are performing extremely strong right now are ones to pay attention to because that is the signal. Go look at any coin that is making higher highs and higher lows, and then you'll get a clue as to which coins are really going to pop off later in the cycle. And I'm going to give you an example of what to look for. I'm going to show you it visually because it's extremely clear. I want you to take a look at Curve, for example. Over here, you can see we made higher lows and then we put in a new high, and we are working on breaking 1.3 as we march towards it. But this is a coin that is signaling to me that when alt season does come, it's going to be a top performer. Another coin to take a look at, to give you more examples, is going to be XRP. XRP has been putting in beautiful structure as it's making new highs and holding ranges while Bitcoin is outperforming it. And these are the coins you want to watch out for because when the time does come, these coins are absolutely going to rip during alt season. Maker as well. Maker has been performing incredibly well since the beginning of the year, simply trending up slowly. What this signals to me is that DeFi as a whole, if we go to the DeFi total market cap, it's telling us, it's signaling to us, it is the strongest sector out of the altcoin sectors because we have put in new highs significantly above where the tops were back in May 2025, whereas meme coins over here have done so as well, but not as high as the DeFi sector has. So I've talked on this channel many times, AI, memes, and DeFi are the three sectors to watch, and the order in which they're performing is DeFi is number one, memes number two, and then we've got AI at number three. It does matter which coins you pick within these sectors because not all coins are going to pump equally. For example, if we take a look at the meme sector and we take a look at Pengu, you guys can see Pengu has been outperforming a lot of memes since the bottom of April 2025. It's gone up almost 10x. Not too many coins have done that. You can see coins like Brett haven't even moved and made all-time highs like Pengu has. Floki hasn't either, but it's working its way up. Giga as well. So there are coins that are going to be lagging, but these are opportunities to get into them as you get a blueprint as to what these meme coins are going to do compared to what Pengu has done. So back to altcoin dominance over here, I should say BTC dominance. We still have a shot at getting to 72%. If we break this trend line, then obviously I think that shot decreases significantly as we break down, possibly see a move towards the upside and move down. Or our second scenario is we move towards the upside right there and then break down. And then finally, probably the most bearish one for alts is we move up and then break down. I don't know which one's going to come, but we have these three scenarios to watch the charts and position accordingly. That's not going to stop me from positioning into alts right now. It's simply a blueprint to understand what's going to come in the near future. Now, here is the blueprint for path to alt season. You guys can see we've already done phase one. Phase one is complete. Bitcoin has been overperforming alts for the past 3 years. And now we are finally in phase two. How do I know that? Well, let me show you. If we go to FBTC, we have ETH outperforming Bitcoin. How do I know this? You can see ETH is outperforming Bitcoin and we hear talks of a flipping. Well, we haven't heard talks, but we can certainly see that Ethereum is finally outperforming Bitcoin for the first time since 2022. So this is the sign that we are entering alt season. You could argue this is the beginning of alt season. It doesn't mean we go straight up. It means that as money flows into Ethereum, people get comfortable with risk and positioning in altcoins as they see the prophecy fulfilling itself. Now, we also have large caps performing. How do I know that? If we go to XRP, you guys can see XRP is performing against Bitcoin. XRP is considered a large cap, and it's been outperforming Bitcoin since the beginning of the year. This is just the start. Next, alt season. Large caps have gone fully vertical, and we're seeing blow off tops. We have not seen this yet. Mid caps, low caps, all pump around the same time. We have not seen this yet. So this is why I'm arguing that this is the beginning of alt season. I argue we have about 5 to 6 months left of this cycle where altcoins are going to do their thing. So we're going to pay attention closely to Bitcoin dominance and see which path it takes out of the three. Do we head halfway up here and then start breaking down? Or do we just break down now and then move towards the downside? The next chart we want to pay attention to is the total 3 market cap because it shows us everything, excluding Bitcoin or Ethereum. And over here, as you guys can see, we are so close to breaking all-time highs. And this is what signals the biggest alt season is yet to come, because the last time we broke the highs, as you guys can see right there, we had a massive push towards the upside. We almost tripled in market cap in a very short amount of time. That was about 123 days, so about 3 or 4 months. And as you guys can see right now, we are sitting at 1 trillion. So once we break that all-time high, it's going to signal to the market it is go time, and we are extremely close to doing so. We're about just less than 10% away from doing that. So alt season is right around the corner. We need this chart to go hand in hand with this chart right here to get the true signal, which means a breakdown of BTC dominance with the breakup of the total 3 market cap chart. And that'll signal to us that altcoin has officially started. Now, the next 3 sectors I'm going to be watching on this channel are going to be DeFi, AI, and memes. And out of these 3, I think the AI coins are going to be a lot harder to catch because it's a new sector that recently popped up in 2023 with the introduction of ChatGPT, Tau, virtuals. So these are not established coins with history. It's a bit harder to identify which coins are LARPing and which ones are actually legit. Of course, we have Tau. That's a safe bet. It's a higher market cap at about, I think, $4 billion. But we don't really have many other leaders in the space other than virtuals and Tau from what I can think of the top of my head. So AIs are going to be extremely harder to identify which are actually good projects, whereas DeFi, it's pretty easy. You've got the list of DeFi coins that are staple to the crypto ecosystem, like Aave. Aave, everybody knows it, everybody knows the name, we know what it does, and its performance has been demonstrated in the past year as it's been trucking towards the upside, even against Bitcoin's strength. We have CRV doing the same thing. It's just been moving towards the upsides since the end of 2024 and holding its lows and actually moving higher. Whereas AI coins are a bit harder to find, especially the low value ones. Memes, on the other hand, we also have memes that have been established. We've got Bonk, we've got Pepe. We have a ton of names that we recognize, so it's not so hard to bid already on winning memes. However, on the AI space, it's a bit harder to pick, but I do anticipate they're going to be the ones which give us the biggest winner because we've yet to see a crypto cycle or an alt season with AI in the mix. So it's going to be interesting which AI projects do pop off, and I'll be working on a video to share with you guys my ideas as what's going to be the top 5 AI picks going into this alt cycle. That'll be for a different time, so make sure to subscribe if you guys want to catch that. But as a whole, I would say now is the time to put your head down and find the coins you want to invest in to capture the next alt cycle that's coming up to take us to potentially $2.75 trillion on the altcoin cycle side. This is going to happen fast. Like I said, 5 to 6 months is where I anticipate where most of these gains will be made until we have the next cycle. So the idea is to capture profits here, sell, and then rebuy as we crash back down somewhere around the 1 trillion range to do it again next cycle. I'm probably not going to nail the top, but that's not the point. The point is to compound each cycle and be patient with our gains instead of trying to marry our bags and hold until the next cycle. I've been there, guys. You don't want to hold till the next cycle. Your coin could be replaced. The team could disband. The economy might crash for longer than we expect. It's just not worth holding until the next cycle, unless you're holding something like Bitcoin. And I think that's the only exception, maybe even Ethereum this cycle. But the top 2 coins that are worth almost $500 billion and more than $1 trillion, I think that makes sense and that's more sensible. Now, the final chart we're going to take a look at here is the others chart. And I did talk about how this was going to be an altcoin discount area. And as you guys can see, like we did on the DeFi sector of things, if we go take a look at total DeFi, I talked about how this was a value range. And if we do pop in there, I'm going to grab some DeFi coins. And that's exactly what happened. We got the war dip, bought it up, and then we pumped straight out. So if we take a look at the others chart over here, we can see that I had the altcoin discount range for a buy here. We dipped in here very briefly and now we are taking off. So the altcoin on the others chart isn't as strong as the total 3, which includes larger cap coins like XRP, Litecoin, Doge, etc., etc. This one is lagging behind and has more room to run until we break towards the upside. And I think this is what most of the people care about in terms of alt season. So we are still a little bit further away, but this does fall in line with the path to alt season, how we have Bitcoin outperforming alts. Now we have Ethereum starting to outperform, and large caps have recently been performing, as we can see by the total 3 chart right there, almost breaking all-time highs. Not quite there yet. And then finally, if you guys want to track alt season, where we have moves that turn a couple $1,000s into millions, that's going to be the others chart. And we are well on our way, still haven't broken the last high there, not even close to it. So that's why I think we have a little bit of time when it comes to Bitcoin dominance giving us what we want to see. As you guys can see, we're still at the top here without major moves still happening on others until we start breaking out of the all-time highs back here at about 440 billion. I think Bitcoin dominance is going to give us a little bit of trouble unless we can actually break this trend line. Once we break that trend line and we start to see others move as well, you can anticipate we are getting much closer. So to summarize this video, guys, I would say alt season for Ethereum has begun. Alt season for large caps like XRP, BNB, So even potentially Solana has begun. Even for Dogecoin, it has begun. As for all these other coins down here, we are still working towards that. We need to see Ethereum start getting closer to all-time highs. Once Ethereum breaks all-time highs, all these coins right here in the top 100 are going to start making major moves towards the upside. And once that happens, the money is going to trickle down the risk curve into Altseason, where we're going to see massive moves happening and thousands are going to be turned into millions in a very short amount of time. So we are inching much closer. And I think September is going to be a big month as we end out the year of 2026 with some major tops as we have in the past. As you guys can see, these blue lines do depict tops and bottoms. And I think we're going to see the same thing happen in January 26 with a top being put in somewhere between November, December, and January. What actually happens is yet to be seen, but I'll be covering these charts consistently every week. So if you guys want to keep track, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what you think about the videos. With that said, I'll see you guys on the next one.